Yesterday, we saw flashes of the Iraq War. I'm 36 years old. I was 12 on September 11th, 2001. I saw the importance of keeping this country safe. As a millennial, I also saw how military disasters like the Iraq War robbed this nation of young lives, of billions of dollars, and of our moral standing in the world. How do you look a parent in the eye and tell them you sacrificed their child's life for big oil's bottom line? I've said from the beginning of this campaign that the biggest divide in this country is not left versus right, it's top versus bottom. And this new war is just the latest example of how billionaires run this country, run this economy, run this government, and now run our foreign policy. As U.S. Senator, I will never vote to send someone's son or daughter to war to make billionaires richer.
After abusing the rule of law and the Constitution over and over and over again in so many ways, Donald Trump has now launched an attack on a sovereign nation, Venezuela, with no legitimate legal justification whatsoever. He went on to announce that the U.S. will now, quote, run Venezuela, that he will run Venezuela. You know, the lawlessness of what Donald Trump has done is rivaled only by its dangerousness and capacity to destabilize. Indeed, its capacity to destabilize all around the globe. Suffice it to say that if this ain't the stuff of impeachment, I don't know what is. Because an American president can't just declare that he will now, quote, run a foreign sovereign nation. You know, America has learned the hard way. Elect a convicted felon president, expect a lawless presidency.
This is so utterly pathetic. After Trump overthrew Nicolas Maduro, there have been calls for Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado to take reign in Venezuela. But Trump seems to be against this. Guess why? The Washington Post is reporting that sources confirm that the reason Trump is against her is because she didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize. One source says if she had turned it down and said, I can't accept it because it's Donald Trump's, she'd be the president of Venezuela today. We're led by a madman.
The administration clearly violated the law. They should have come to Congress. They still should come to Congress for any additional information. They did not consult any of our allies. They did not do what George Bush Sr. did in the first Persian Gulf War, building a multilateral coalition. They didn't go to the United Nations, something even George W. Bush did. And the irony is that the president, who criticized nation building, who criticized regime change wars, now is talking about running Venezuela.
Well. It's Monday, baby, and they're still up here on my TV trying to shove propaganda down my face today. And the Red Hat crew, they're so easily to believe this bullshit, boo. But I just want to point something out to all of you. All of you who keep getting in my videos and showing me screenshots of people in the streets celebrating the kidnapping and capturing of Maduro and his wife, honey. Yes, for all of you on the Twitter streets today that are retweeting out videos that show people in the streets celebrating the capturing of Maduro, just know none of those photos and videos are from Venezuela today. None of them. The only photo that's currently circulating that's actually in the streets of Venezuela just so happens to be from years ago after they won a soccer match, if you know, you know. But either way, I have a question to pose for the Red Hats today. And the Venezuelans in the streets in Miami celebrating. The Venezuelans in the streets of Chile celebrating. The ones in Spain, too. All across the globe except for in Venezuela, boo. Are you going to board a plane and go back to Venezuela today? I didn't think so.
Well, America, you ready to be at war with Venezuela? Because that's what you got. Donald Trump just announced that he's closed the airspace over that country. And because, one, that's a violation of their sovereignty. And number two, because it's being enforced with our military, it constitutes an act of war. So that's where we're at. No congressional oversight, no declaration of war. It's based upon a foundation of lies from saying TDA was a gang connected to Maduro that was wreaking havoc in America, to saying he's a narco trafficker and responsible for drugs coming into the U.S., when in fact he supplies those drugs to Europe. And on top of all that, he just let the former president of Honduras, who brought 400 tons into this country, facing 45 years in prison. He pardoned him. He doesn't give a shit about drugs. So we're starting a war. Don't know why. Nobody knows what's going on. It's going to go bad because if you look at the trajectory into it, it's the worst we've had in modern history. So buckle up.
So this morning I woke up not optimistic, but slightly like, well, this could be a good thing because, you know, whether or not you agree with the strike, the taking, Maduro's a bad dude. And hopefully this can lead to a thriving democracy in Venezuela. Here's where I'm really concerned now, though, is the president gave a press conference. And like always, it was insane. So keep in mind, Maduro is not the legitimately elected president of Venezuela. That's actually a trap I think a lot of people on news right now are falling into, is saying like the president has been deposed or is this regime change or whatever. The fact is, the real regime that should be in charge of Venezuela is Maria Corina, I think is how you say her name. It's close. She was elected. She's the Nobel Peace Prize winner, by the way. She was elected by the Venezuelan people. She was elected to be president. And Maduro basically got rid of the election results and stayed in power. The thing I'm concerned about is Donald Trump basically said something weird like, we're in charge of Venezuela, which is not humanly or physically possible without troops on the ground, by the way. Secondly, he said it's going to be run by a group. I have no idea what that means. And then he said about Maria, he said, she doesn't have a lot of support, so basically, no, she's not the president. The person that actually won the presidency by a landslide, he said, does not have any support. That doesn't make an ounce of sense to me. And so my worry is now that there is no post-game here, right? Maduro's captured, that's great. He's going to face justice, that's great. But what does next Venezuela look like? Do we end up with just another Maduro? Except, is it a Maduro that's going to give us oil? And that, by the way, is everything that the United States has done in the Western Hemisphere wrong, is when we depose people and take their resources. And that's what Donald Trump was talking about. The oil, the oil, the oil. Look, we cannot do that. If we intervene like we did, we have to engage to allow the rightful president of Venezuela to take over. So I am very concerned. I'm hoping for success in Venezuela. I'm hoping for democracy to thrive in Venezuela. I am just very concerned that we have the wrong people in charge of the U.S. government to do that and do that successfully.
Well, well, well. Now, I don't know if anybody down in Venezuela will see this video today, but this is a warning that I'm providing for you. You see, the Alonia Muskrat dude, Elon Musk, baby, that's what I call him here, Alonia Muskrat, because he has a whole lot of hate and a whole lot of fear for transgenders. He even disowned his own daughter, dear. So I call him a female name to throw shade in his fucking face. But either way, he come out here in the US of A today to say that he's going to be providing free Starlink for those in Venezuela. Meaning you'll be able to take to the internet for free, you'll have service, baby. But just know, this is not going to help you out in any kind of way. This is so he can shove propaganda in your face and also collect data on you to spy on you. So please spread this message today to anyone that you might know Venezuela's way. Yeah, you don't want to hop on Starlink, okay? Because he's going to gather your data, hand it over to our government so they can track you and shit. And then they're going to shove propaganda down your face so you don't know what's really true and what's going on in your own country, boo. Spread this message expeditiously. Alonia Muskrat is never to be trusted, baby.
Some news right now. The death toll in Venezuela following the United States strikes on Venezuela during the Maduro capture has risen to 80, according to the New York Times. This includes both civilians along with military personnel, along with individuals who had been guarding Maduro during the attack. Now, sources tell the New York Times that this number could actually rise even higher. We don't have the exact death toll. We don't have the exact number of Venezuelans injured. And we don't know the breakdown in terms of, okay, this is how many civilians injured, this is how many military personnel injured. But what we do know, we do have confirmation that a number of civilians were killed during the United States attacks. And we're likely going to find out more information in the coming days and weeks as the Venezuelan authorities continues to parse through essentially the rubble left behind after the United States strikes.
Script out of Iraq that this is going to pay for itself. We're going to take the oil that was taken from us. He talked about how they can, refineries in Venezuela are operating at very low capacity, which is true. He said, we're going to go in there. We're going to basically fix it. We're going to get a lot more oil, and then we're going to sell that oil. And it sounds like this will just sort of pay for itself, and everything will be okay.
I have never heard an American president speak and adopt and embrace. I mean, I agree with the ambassador. President Trump, used the words oil and wealth far more often. I don't think I heard it once or twice the words election or the words democracy. And as the ambassador said, the president of the United States is just dismissing the leader of the opposition, the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, as she's not a strong enough leader. They haven't even spoken to her. Edmundo Gonzalez, who won the election last year, is also being ignored by the United States. It's a stunning development with no explanation of how Venezuela is going to be run. It's almost a modern version of gunboat diplomacy, but via drones and helicopters and fighter jets, that there's no U.S. troops on the ground. But the United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the gentleman standing behind him, the CIA director, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the defense secretary, and the Secretary of State are going to run a foreign country with no deadline, no date for elections, no talk of that country's sovereignty. So we're in a new chapter here, and I don't know where it's leading us.
Not releasing the Epstein files. Fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't care what you do. Start a fucking war. Just don't let them get out. If I go down, I will bring all of you down.
Sounds a little rough. Are you feeling all right?
I feel great. I was shouting at people because they were stupid about something.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Is everyone there? Can everybody hear me? I believe so. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Now, I did forget to plug in. I forgot to plug in the microphone to charge it from the last show on Saturday, I guess it was. I just plugged it in during the intro for 14 or 15 minutes. So I don't know. If all of a sudden audio drops out, then that's why. Hopefully I'll catch it on time.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I started a little early today. I think Hal's off today. So I was thinking maybe I should start at 9 a.m. Instead of 11. And so I sort of just cut it down the middle. But, okay, 10 sounds good. It's 10:18 a.m. Pacific time zone right now. We're sitting at a temperature of 50, what do we got? 54 degrees, 58 degrees. High is expected at 64, overnight low 44 degrees. I guess it's just going to be cloudy. It says it's clear right now, I guess. But last night, I walked to the store down to Albertsons, and I needed to do a little grocery shopping. I thought I would, because usually I've been having it delivered and stuff like that. But I thought I'm gonna try to see what it's like if I go and buy some stuff and then carry it home. It's about a 13-14 minute walk. It's probably, I'm sure, less than a mile. It's probably anywhere from a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile, I guess. It takes me about 13 minutes. I guess that's including the stoplight and everything. And so what I did is I thought, okay, I bought one of those reusable bags. You know, those reusable. I bought one there at the store for $2.49, I believe. And I thought, okay, I'm just gonna buy whatever I can fit into this bag. And see how it goes. You know, just to see how it feels like to carry that home and everything. So I went shopping and I just got a few things. I just got like bread and some lunch meat and cheese and some sausage for breakfast, some eggs. I got some paper towels because I needed paper towels. What else did I get? Whatever it was, I filled the bag up, and then I also got a gallon of milk. And I figured, okay, I'll carry the gallon of milk separately, and then everything else would fit in the bag. And that's what I did. I got some coffee. I got more coffee. I got a few things, sugar because I ran out of sugar. You know, all the healthy stuff. And that all fit in that reusable bag. But I kept the milk separate because that gallon of milk. Actually, the guy when I was checking out, he loaded the bag up for me, and I wasn't really paying attention, and he put the gallon of milk in there, and then I went to pick it up, and I go, oh wow, this is really heavy. I don't think this is gonna yeah, you know, I don't think I can do that. So then he took it out and then like reloaded it, because my plan was to carry that separately anyhow, but I'm glad he did that because then I realized that how heavy that was. I'm not sure if the bag would like even I guess it would hold it, but I don't know. It didn't seem like it was too heavy of a load, too heavy of a payload for that bag. So anyhow, I walked home. I carried my groceries home, and I guess the whole reason I told this story is because you know it was nice out last night. Before I went shopping, I actually went to Panda Express, had some more Panda Express. I was kind of craving the teriyaki chicken. I really like it. I know someone in the chat said they don't like it. It says it's too fatty. You know, I like it. So I had some teriyaki chicken there at Panda Express, and then I went and did the shopping, and it was nice. It was a nice evening like 55 degrees, light breeze. It was very nice. And then I got home. After I got home, I put everything away, and I was sitting on the couch. Then all of a sudden, I heard outside. I could hear like water, you know, like. And I'm like, is it raining? So I went, opened the door, and looked outside, and sure enough, it was raining, pretty heavy. And I was like, wow, I'm glad it didn't rain when I was walking home because I didn't even think about checking for the rain or checking if there was rain in the forecast, or I didn't even do that, you know, because we don't get that much, you know, rain here. We have our days of rain, but I didn't even think. And I know it's been raining in SoCal, and so we get some of their rain comes up here. But so I just missed the rain, I think, by about 15 or 20 minutes. So lucky me. Good for me. Anyhow, thanks for being here, folks. We got 27 watching. We got 25 thumbs ups. We are slightly skeezy. we're being slightly skeezy, like skeezy little Republicans with a deficit. So let's get those thumbs up and get to at least a balanced budget. I would appreciate that. I do see Sandy Foltz was first and Paul Burrows second, but they cheat. They're cheaters. No, you're not cheaters, but I mean they came in like as soon as in the middle of the night or something. But good to see. It's good to see. Paul Burrows says, in fact, he says, you got to quit sleeping in. I have been up since 1 a.m. Nick Rich is here. Tell everybody to hit the like button. 9:34. So Nick Rich was here at 9:34. Fancy's here. Hey, wow, it's Fancy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie. Thanks for coming in. I didn't give Jolie the heads up that I was going to start an hour early, but I figured Jolie would see it. And let's see, today's Monday, so I guess Jolie might be at work, huh? Might be on break or something. I don't know. Anyhow, I hope you're having a good day at work, Jolie, or wherever you're at. William is here. Hey, William, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Danny Pomeroy's here. Hey, Danny, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Petrazi 1920 is here. Hey, Petrazi. Thanks for coming on in. Anna Moore. Hey, Anna Moore. Good to see Anna. Anna says, hello, TJ and fellow loungers. Hoping your day is going well. Let's go. Or let's go. Let's go. And I'm telling you, I have the volume on 1 on the TV, and I can hear it. I mean, to the point where it kind of bugs me. Maybe I should shut it off. I guess maybe I don't know. But it's got what's his face? What's that guy's name? Showing some villains. I guess Venezuela being blown up by America. By America. I saw the footage when from the very first airstrikes that I saw. The first thing I thought was, man, I wonder how many people we just killed. We just killed. All for oil. All for oil and all these things. Come on. Gosh. Damn it. I don't want... I want this to go bigger, not me to go bigger. Why? Why? Why are you doing this to me? There we go. I guess because my fingers were too fat. But again, I don't want me bigger. Stupid thing. The 3 reasons Trump bombed Venezuela. 1, he wants the oil. 2, he wants you to forget the Epstein files. And 3, so the news doesn't cover Jack Smith's explosive testimony. And that's what I've been saying all along. So whoever made that meme, it wasn't me. I didn't make the meme. I found it, copied it, pasted it. Is thinking the same exact thing that I've been thinking and saying. That's what we're there for. It can be 3 things at once. It doesn't have to be just because he wants the oil. It doesn't have to be just because he wants us to, forget the Epstein files. And it doesn't have to be just because he wants to, distract from Jack Smith's testimony. It could be all 3, and there might even be a couple more in there too. A couple more reasons. Also, it could be all those things all at once. Hey, Chris Doug is here. Good to see Chris Doug. Thanks for popping on in. I appreciate you. MJ Daniel, if they're in Washington State, says this was all in order to stroke the big orange baby ego. That too. I guess we could add that to the list. Nick Rich, 10:17. So I'm 10 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. I'm only 10 minutes behind you. I'm only 10 minutes behind you, man. Danny Pomeroy Walls is not running for president, but Amy shouldn't either. No way. I did see the breaking news. I was going to put it in the intro. The Walls is not running for re-election for governor. I don't know about president, but he's decided to not run for re-election for governor of Minnesota, and it's all because of this this controversy that's going on about the I don't know, fraud or something in the was it the daycare centers or whatever. Even though all along he's been right in there with the backing and supporting all of the investigations that have been going on for quite some time now. This has been going on for a long time. He's done everything above board, but I guess he just decided that it's just not worth it for all the fucking heat he's taken. And then I did see that Klobuchar, or not Klobuchar, was it Klobuchar? Might run for governor. We're talking governor, not president. So. We've got Leave Me Alone Mike, who's here. 789. I don't know what that means. But thanks for being here. 789. Oh, I get it. Like Pulp Fiction or something. The joke. Good to see Leaf. Thanks for being here. Thanks for popping in, I guess. Christina Son and Ghost Squad's here. Christina and Son Ghost Squad is here. Hello, everyone. New Year. Happy New Year. I'm like, Happy New York. Happy New Year. And anyone I haven't seen, I hope everybody's well. And you as well, Christina and Son, the Ghost Squad. We hope everything's well with you as well. As well. I'm going to say as well as about a million times. As well. Joey says in the 50s and 60s all week. Oh, the temperature. I went to decades. Okay. In the 50s and 60s all week here, then back to 30. I find back and forth weather change is more difficult than just staying cold. Yeah, it's kind of like make up your mind, weather. Are we going to be in winter or fall or what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Daddy Pomeroy says, hi, Jolie. Happy Monday. It's the countdown to midterms elections. Voting blue appears to be all about life. Meanwhile, Republicans are doing nothing at all. Zero oversight over Donald Mind. Over Donald Mind. Nick Rich, I carry my groceries home on my e-scooter. I know. I was just thinking, man, how much more groceries I could get if I had my the one I want to get. I want to get that trike. I want to get that has the big. You can put the big basket in the back. I could do all my groceries and get them home. Maybe someday I'll have that trike. I want the good, comfortable one. I can't remember the name of it now, but what's it called? Breeze, the Breeze something. That looks like the best one for at least for the money. I'm sure maybe maybe there might be a $10,000 one that might be better, but for about $1,600, this one's a really nice one. And I think for that price, probably the best one. Danny Pomeroy, I heard that last night it was raining. Is that a cat? See, my eyes are so bad. I can't tell if that is a cat or what. I'm just going to assume it's cats and dogs, even though it looks like two dogs to me. But anyhow, well, it rained. It only rained, and it rained pretty good, but it probably only rained for about 20 minutes that I noticed. Here in Nevada, now in LA, that's a different story. They're getting a lot of rain, a lot more rain than we have so far. Anamore says, TJ, I'm curious, how much did your grocery come to? Oh, I only spent about $50. I spent it was $51 and change, yeah. I mean, I say only, but for one bag about this big, full of stuff. Oh, Jolie's off on Mondays. Oh, awesome. Now you like Mondays because it's your day off. It's his day off. Hey, Robert Perez from down San Diego way is here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Robert Perez says, top of the morning to you, Trucker John, and all fascist slayers. Stay woke. Stay woke, my friends. Stay woke. Chris Doug says, I read that they bombed and destroyed Chavez's mausoleum. That's harsh, amigos. I guess they wanted to make double sure. That's like a delayed double tap. Christina Sun Ghost Squad says, I think it has nothing to do with oil. Nothing to do with oil? No, I think it has something to do with oil. Like I said, it can be more than one thing at once. Anyhow, Christina, let me read hers. Let me read Christina's post. I should not be so rude and interrupt. Okay. Christina Sun Ghost Squad says, I think it has nothing to do with the oil, but that's just me. He just wants to say he's running everything. He's a psychopathic idiot. He is psychopathic. He's sociopathic. He's a malignant narcissist. He's all those things. I think he wants the oil because he thinks that somehow he's going to get that oil money into his personal account, one way or another, or some of it. But in my heart of hearts, okay, why do I think Donald Trump did this? He's been doing it, he's been saying all along that he was going to do stuff like this. He's been going after those Venezuelan fishing boats, calling them drug boats, just to set this whole thing up, to try to justify it. I think he wants to be seen as strong, as a strong man. This is one way of being a strong man. Go and show your military might on a much smaller country. That's what these strong men do. So-called strong men, right? I got, what's that guy's name? Kyle Kalinske or whatever? I got his volume down to 1, and he's yelling and shouting so much that it's distracting me. Tell him to shut the fuck up. No, he needs to tone it down, man. He needs to tone it down. Anyhow, MJ Daniels says, all to stroke DJT's ego, and so him and Whiskey Pete can act tough and thumb their chest a little. Yep, that's kind of what I was just saying about being a strong man. And little Marco can get a pat on the head and a treat like a good boy. Petrozzi says, I can't help but think that Putin wants Europe, she wants Asia, and Trump wants the Western Hemisphere. They can want all they want, but they ain't going to get it. They're not going to get any. None of them. They're all going to fail. And ultimately, in the end, Xi and Putin and Trump will all fail. It's just a matter of when and how much damage are they going to do in the meantime. But they will fail. Christina Sungo Squad says, oh my gosh, I really hope he's impeached before we have to get to midterms. I don't like being one of those conspiracy theorists, but I'm pretty sure they'll fix the elections. That's the fear. Part of getting people to not vote is to put that fear in them that their vote, it's not going to count. I'm not saying that you're not going to do that, but I think we got to make sure we vote no matter what. Nick Rich says that Nick Shirley claim about daycare fraud was debunked by many sources. Oh, well, yeah, that one certainly was, but there's a whole investigation of all kinds of stuff going on. It's been going on for years, DBD 5844 is here. DBD says, I'm sad to hear Tim Walz in the race. Well, Hey, it's a personal decision. He's got his family to think about. Who knows? And as I was watching the story of him, of the breaking story, it happened just as I was putting these clips together, and I was going to put the clip in there, but I wanted to keep it more focused on the Venezuela thing. But I thought, well, he's probably just going to be a paid consultant, or not consultant, but expert or whatever on like MSN Now and shit like that. Chris Doug, Nicholas, South American Saddam Maduro clearly missed the memo sent to leaders that mess with the U.S. Danny Pomeroy, the fraud investigators started with Governor Walz. To begin with, look what the Russian trolls did was divide America over facts. Dividing America over facts. Well, yeah, the Russian, the psyops game, the misinformation, disinformation campaigns. That you can go back to Brexit for that, and of course, totally into the 2016 election here. Yeah, they're troll farming. It's epic. That's probably the most effective thing that they have, even more so than their lame military that we see how they're not so none. But Charles, that press conference on the plane last night was so vile and disgusting. I was going to put the clip. There was a little clip of Lindsey Graham in there, just basically licking Trump's taint up and down, and it was just too much. It was just too much taint licking. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't expose you guys to that and put you guys through that. So, but I thought about it. Christina Sangosolo, that's pretty good considering you got coffee too. Your groceries are cheaper than yours, definitely. Well, what I got was since I'm using that one coffee machine where you scoop the coffee into it, the little coffee maker. Instead of getting Folgers, I just got a little can right now. Because I'm kind of experimenting with what I want to do with coffee. I just got the little can, the one that's like this big. But it wasn't Folgers. It was the Albertsons store brand, whatever they call it, or I think they call it. I don't know what they call it. Select something. I don't know. And it was I'm gonna say it was like $7 for that size can. You guys know what that is, right? So I didn't go big on the coffee because I'm just trying things out. I don't know if I want to go back to the K cups. I did like that one brand of K cup I was using. That Don Francisco's dark roast. I did like that. So I don't know, but I still have the K cup thing, and I have that. I'm just kind of experimenting, I guess. I got a dozen eggs for, I think they were like $4.75 for a dozen eggs. See, and there's a 7-Eleven right on the corner, and I've been going there to get just to get little things like if I run out of eggs. And there's the eggs over there, I think, are like $9, eight something, almost $9. But I've been buying them there just because it's so convenient. It's a convenience store. It's literally a 3-minute walk. So I've been going there just to buy orange juice and milk and eggs and stuff like that. Even though it's a little more, but the eggs are like twice as much. Like the milk and the orange juice, it's about $2 more. I guess the milk is about $2 more at 7-Eleven. The orange juice, it's a little bit more. Maybe a couple of bucks more. I don't know. But the eggs are like twice as much. So that's why I picked up some eggs while I was over there at Albertsons, because it's like half the price. But I do think the eggs at 7-Eleven are actually bigger. Those are some big eggs. The ones that I bought at Albertsons are, they're just like, I don't know. They look smaller to me. Mrs. Puck, I spent $170 this month on groceries. Coffee was on sale, $20. Yeah, you probably, I got the one this big. You probably got the one that was this big. I don't know. That's how I do sizes. Danny Pomeroy says Maduro's first court appearance is claiming his immunity. He's also above the law. Laughing out loud, rolling on floor, MAGA suckers. Magu? Oh, well, MAGA suckers. It's Maduro, right? Not Manduro. But anyhow, Maduro, by all accounts, is a real scumbag. Apparently, stole the election. I guess it's been recognized throughout the world that he just threw out the results of the election. That it was Mikado who actually won. If we're going to do anything, if we're going to go in there, like kind of like what Kinzinger was saying in the intro, if we're going to go in there and take this guy out, Maduro, then we should be probably helping to install the rightful winner of the election, right? Wasn't it Mikado? Mikado? Potato? I mean, that's where our focus should be on, but of course it's not, because Donald Trump and his cabinet and all those people standing behind him, and like Rubio and Hegseth and Stephen Miller and whatever, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about her. They want to put in a puppet. They need a puppet. That's what it's all about, just to give them and then to do everything that they want. And we've had a history of doing that before in South America and in the Middle East. Shah of Iran, ring any bells, people? Shah of Iran, does that ring any bells? Anyhow. Did I skip something? I don't know. Daniel Palmer says he's in the Epstein files more than Epstein is. Are we talking about Trump? Who's the he? Trump? Maduro? Who? I might have skipped something. I don't know. Chris Doug, Trump oil. Chris Doug says a low estimate of $100 billion to get Venezuela's oil industry up and running. That's peanuts. $100 billion. I don't know. That seems like a lot to me. I mean, isn't the Venezuela oil the one that's like really not the good oil anyhow? More people saying that that's the dirty, sludgy oil, and it's hard to process. It's hard to make it into gasoline or whatever they do. It seems like it's going to be, the whole thing is going to be expensive. The whole process. And then these companies, I mean, yeah, they make billions of dollars, Chevron and Standard Oil and all of them. They make billions of dollars every year, but that's total overall, I think. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that all they care about really is just getting the oil out and making money on the oil. But yeah, it's kind of weird how they're willing to spend and drop billions of dollars just to make some more billions of dollars. It's just a weird way they figure out their return on investment. Christina's son Ghost Squad says the problem is we have tons of oil right now, but the prices are in the shitter, and the more you get doesn't mean the more you're going to sell. Anybody has money, we're going into recession. Yeah, we've got a glut. You're right, Christina. There's a glut. And I hate to burst these oil executives' bubble. Actually, I don't hate to do that. But no matter what they do, I think the cat's already out of the bag as far as switching and getting away from fossil fuels, at least to propel our automobiles. I think that's still moving forward, and that's the wave of the future. Whether it's always going to be electric vehicles or it's going to be some other way, but we're going to get away from fossil fuels. And so in the meantime, the oil industries, and they probably know that, they see that, so I guess they're willing to kill people, spend billions of dollars, whatever, just so they can get every last drop of oil out of the ground before it's too late. It's just really a sickness at this point. It's a sickness. This money and this power. It's totally, it's just total madness. It is madness. As in one of the clips, so like, we're being ruled by a madman. We're being ruled by madmen. Christina Sungo Squad says our unemployment levels are hitting the lowest since 1950, and in the 1950s it was the lowest it ever was. Paul Burrows, I'm in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Today, got to get home and get ready for 5 days of snow. Wow. I hope you've got a lot of firewood, or you got everything ready to go. You got supplies, ready to hunker down, I guess. I hope you put a tarp on your roof at least. I don't, or unless you got the guy out to maybe make some spot repairs up there. Anymore, I hate to disappoint DJT, but the world views him as a bully. Yeah, the rest of the world, yeah, they don't look up to him. I don't think anyone looks up to him or admires him or anything like that. And even the ones that are supposedly on his side, like Putin. Putin just laughs at him probably. She has no respect for him, Chris Duck says Trump gasoline $50 a gallon and gets 2 miles per. Now, who was it I was watching? I was watching somebody on YouTube. It might have been, Feldman. What's his name? Feldman, the guy with the hair plugs, that does the mop up. I think it was him. He was saying how, Venezuela, they nationalized their gas, their petroleum industry, and the Venezuelans people have been enjoying. I guess they have it where their first, I don't know, 30 gallons or some amount or 12 gallons, I don't know, a certain amount that they get it. They get it for I think it's 1 cent a gallon, 1 penny a gallon, or 2 pennies, 1 or 2 pennies a gallon is what they pay, up to like the first, I think it was 30 gallons or something like that. And then if they go over that, if they need more than that, somehow they keep track of how many gallons they get. Then it goes up to, I think he said it went up to like, I don't even remember what it was, 20 cents a gallon or 30 cents a gallon or whatever. That's what they were paying. That's what the Venezuelan people were paying for gas, to gas their cars up and shit. And then Feldman was just saying, I wonder what's going to be now. After as soon as big oil gets back in there and all that shit's going on, you know. And how happy are the Venezuelan people going to be about that? What if their gas goes from, you know, from pennies a gallon, and then it just shoots up to, you know, many dollars a gallon, like overnight? That might be enough to get, maybe the Venezuelan people will have a massive uprising. Just that alone might do it. DPD 5844 says that are the MAGA is asking a question is, are the MAGA lovers prepared to allow their sons and daughters to sacrifice their lives to make billionaires more money? Because I guarantee you the next thing will be the draft. And someone brought that up. One of the MAGA people in Congress, and I think that was on Feldman, mentioned. I think someone said that they should start the draft back up or something like that. Roxanne 79 is here. Hello, Roxanne. Good to see you. John Glad's here. Always glad to see John Glad in the driver's lounge. Yeah, John, I'm early. I started early. I just popped in. I thought I would get an early start so I can get out early and get to work. I need to go to work. I didn't go to work Saturday or Sunday. So my goal, here we are. This is the start of the new week. I'm starting fresh. My goal is still 45 rides a week. So I know it seems like just yesterday it was the start of the week, and I said the same exact goddamn thing, and I think I only got what did I get? 15 rides or something, or 16 rides or something. But today, so I'm gonna just start today. None of this like, oh, I'll wait till Wednesday or Thursday. No, I'm gonna start today. And every day I'm gonna go to work and then get my 45 in for the week. So I thought I would start early and I can get out. Are we? Am I buffering? Was I buffering? Maybe let me know if it seems like it's buffering more than what it used to, because I am on this different phone service, a different company. I'm with Visible now instead of AT&T. So let me know if you've noticed a difference in, like, does it buffer more and all that kind of shit. DPD, no offense, I don't think Amy will make a great governor. She has not met the moment. I never endorsed her. So there's no offense. Not once did I endorse her. You know, maybe. Well, I think what's his face is really content being retired and being a grandfather. You know, what's his face? God damn it! My memory's going, folks. My memory's going. You know the guy who was on Saturday Night Live, and he was a senator that I think Amy helped to kick out. I was thinking he should run for governor. Nola Cards is here. Nola, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Thanks for popping on in. Enamore says, thanks for sparing us, TJ, with the vile videos of the deranged man in the White House. Well, it was mainly the stuff that Lindsey Graham was saying that I spared you. Paul Rose, I had a coffee maker. She told me to fuck off. That's pretty funny. But Christina and Sunco Squad, I got a big 32-ounce bag on Amazon for $10.99. Sometimes it's $11.99. Yeah, like I said, I was just sort of experimenting to see what it was like to walk over there and fill up one of those bags with some stuff and see how it worked out. Christina Son, they do not have Amazon. Yes, they have Amazon. Like I just said, I was just experimenting. I've ordered from that Amazon Fresh. It's pretty good. It's pretty fresh. Hey, Diane Russell's here. Diane Russell, 1945, is here. It says, hi, TJ. Hi, Truckers. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. I appreciate you. Coming on in for a little bit. In between all your mod duties on those other shows. Josh Sees is here. Good to see Josh Sees. I'm always glad to see John Glad, and it's always good to see Josh Sees. Did you see what I'm doing there? Do you guys see what I'm doing there? Dan Russell, I hear Trump is going to have Rubio and Miller run Venezuela. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong there? They need to just let the vice president that was there just they need to just let. I think it's a woman that just let her do it. Either that or the Mikado lady who won, who was the real winner. Let her take over. But they don't like her because she Mikado wouldn't give Donald Trump her Nobel Peace Prize. And like that video said, we're being ruled by a madman. We're being ruled by a madman. Dan Russell said, yes, TJ, very viscous oil. Yeah. That's what we're fighting for. That's what we're killing people for. That's why it is more than just the oil. Like I said, it's the Epstein files, Jack Smith, and some of the reasons that you guys have brought into it. It's all those things. Danny Pomeroy says eggs are $1.99 and butter was $3. Bread $1.50 at the filling station down the street, but overall they are 35% higher in cost. Where the fuck do you live? First of all, averages John America refineries don't use heavy crude oil. Right, exactly. That's what my point was. But where the fuck are you getting these $1.99? What fucking? Where do you fucking live? In Arkansas or something? $1.99 eggs, butter, $3 bread, $1.50. I want to know where you live. I might move there. Sounds really cheap. Sounds like it's cheap as fuck. Where do you live, in Thailand or something? Danny Pomeroy, are you in Thailand? How are things so fucking cheap? I haven't seen $1.99 eggs forever. See, I'm just scrolling down, seeing what you guys are doing, what you're saying. See if there's anything worthy of being repeated on the line here. I'm just skipping on down a little bit here. Josh Sees, I think it's funny people make such a big deal about gas prices. Plus or minus 50 cents a gallon is only $5 difference for 10 gallons. And a lot of times, it's not making a fuss over 50 cents a gallon difference. They'll make a fuss over 5 cents a difference. There could be one station on one corner that sells it for whatever price, and then on the other corner, it could be 5 cents cheaper, And there'll be a fucking line around the block to get that 5 cents cheaper gas. You know? And then you're saving what, 50 cents or whatever, you know? But I've seen it. People will line up and wait in line and probably burn off more gas waiting in line than what they would have just saved by just going to the 5 cent higher place. Not 50 cents. People will just go crazy over a 5 cent difference. I've seen it. DPD says yes, TJ is crude oil, which needs to be heavily processed because of sulfur and nickel. Roxanne, Corey Feldman's the only Feldman. What's that guy's name? He does the mop up. You guys know him. What the fuck is his name? I know someone in here knows who I'm talking about. Gas was $2.46 here last week. Was it a penny? Was it 2 cents like they're getting in Venezuela? That's my point. Point is, those Venezuelans, they've been paying 1 and 2 cents a gallon, and now that the big oil company, Nola Carnes says we need the oil to sell to another country for controlling methods, or maybe to ship us all to another planet. I'm being silly. Nick Rich says 1 barrel of sweet crude oil makes at least 18 gallons of gasoline plus diesel, jet fuel, asphalt, and plastics. Roxanne, gas is a little over $2 at BJ's. I don't know why we're talking about the gas prices here. I was talking about the gas prices in Venezuela. I don't know why we're bringing up gas prices from here. Who gives a fuck about here? We're talking about Venezuela. DPD says, did anyone see Gronk is actively promoting ED porn and no one says a word? Well, I don't go to X, so I don't know really anything about Gronk. Christina Sun goes, well, I assume Saturday would be the busiest time for cab drivers. Friday, Saturday, yeah. Las Vegas, though, is its own animal. It's not like really probably very many cities. Maybe I don't know. Maybe New York City might be similar, but Vegas is a little different. Like because there's always something rolling in. Like now we've got CES is a really huge convention, and that's the starting today, I believe. So that's going to be busy. So there's always stuff during the week. It's not like other cities. Christina says it only buffered that one time. That's good to know because I would like to know if I've really downgraded my service. Al Franken, thank you, Roxanne. Al Franken, he should run for governor. I think being governor of Minnesota would probably be pretty laid back. It would be nothing like being a senator. I think it'd be pretty laid back. I think he could do it. I think he could still enjoy time with his grandkids and run the state of Minnesota. I think Al Franken should run for governor. Chris Doug says Gulf regular is $2.65. Why are we talking about gas prices here in America? I was talking about Venezuela. I didn't say, hey, how much are you guys paying for gas? I was talking about how much the Venezuelans were paying for gas. And how much it's going to go up now probably because of all this American intervention. Danny Pomeroy says 76 hours a week. I worked most of that overtime was around manufacturing. Carbon brakes and for Boeing and Airbus. Some fighter jets, our biggest year was 435 million. That's 2 gas-fired ovens. Gas-fired ovens. You manufactured carbon. I don't even know what a fucking brakes, like a brake, like the brakes, I guess, that stop the thing. Thanks for that rundown. I'm not sure how that was pertinent to anything, but thank you for letting us know that. Nola Carnes with a $10 super sticker. Yippee! Nola Carnes, thank you so much. for that. With a nice little sticker there. Thank you, Nola, our resident bookie, I believe. So thanks for that. I appreciate you. Diane Russell says, seems Tom Hartman is on free speech, but not on YouTube today. I don't know. I'm busy watching my show. So Petrozzi just finished vacuuming. What did I miss? You missed, apparently, everyone telling him how much their gas prices are. I guess because we were talking about there's a glut in the oil and we have and stuff like that. So I guess that's why. Jolie thinks I'm clever, though. That's all that counts. Chris Doug says, Marco Bot is as dumb as a brick. I shudder for the people of Venezuela if he's in charge. It's going to be a shit show. It's already a shit show. It's going to be such a shit show. They had no plan other than let's just go in, let's take Maduro out, and let's get the oil. That was their plan. Other than that, as far as running the country of how many millions and millions of people live there, they don't give they probably don't give a shit. They just don't give a shit. Roxanne said it's like $3 to $4 for bread here. I bought bread last night. I bought the bimbo, just the bimbo white bread. How much was it? I think I got it on sale. I think the regular price was $3.49. I think maybe they had it for $2.49 or something like that. Mr. Spock, gas is 17 cents a gallon. Where? In fucking Canada? Really? I thought you guys bought it by the liter up there. Feldman. What did I say? Leave me alone, Mike. Yeah, the guy, does the mop up. Confused. And I'm not sure what the title was of going to California. You lost me. David Feldman. Thank you, Josh Sees. I was right. I said Feldman. Miss Buck says, I want TJ to read that. Laughing out loud. To read what? What was I supposed to read? Oh, about 17 cents a gallon? Yeah. Was that, like I said, where are you from? Now apparently it's buffering again. See, this is what I was worried about going off of AT&T. This is what I was worried about. Even though, actually, well, why am I saying that? Because I should be on Wi-Fi. This should be going through my Wi-Fi. So why am I even saying that? This should be my Cox cable Wi-Fi. Maybe I didn't turn off the cell. Maybe it's interfering with it. I don't know. Damn it. I don't know. I'm lost. Chris Doug says, now that Maduro is gone, where am I going to get my fentanyl? Probably from where you were getting it in the first place, which is probably just manufactured here in America. I think that might be a USA made. That might be made in the USA. Wayne Goins here. Hey, Wayne Goin is here. It says Trump said, "Drill, baby, drill." He just didn't. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. He just didn't say where. Oh, okay. I think they've been drill, baby, drilling in Venezuela the whole time. William says, nowhere in the indictment is fentanyl mentioned. Petrozzi says, I saw that Grok thing on Political Punk. You can take a photo of a minor and ask Grok to take the clothes off, and it will. Ugh. What? That's disgusting. Jolie says, I'm at a gas station right now, sitting right under the sign 309 here. Whenever John says, why are we talking about this, I always feel the need to chime in on the topic in question. I don't even know what it is here. I think it's $3.49. I don't know. I don't buy gas because I don't have a car that takes gas. Well, I don't have a car at all. And then the car that I do drive at work is the gas is all paid for right there at the yard. And they don't have gas prices posted. It's all there. But I drive by gas stations, and I don't know. I think I've seen it for $3.49, anywhere up to $3.89, maybe. I think we're under $4. I think we're around the $3.50 range, $3.60 probably for regular unleaded. Wayne Goin says, I just finished shoveling and plowing snow. Ugh. Yeah, that doesn't sound too fun. Darkly Yours says, everything was already going to go up. Venezuela is going to bleed normal people dry because Cheeto Supreme said it would cost us nothing. What do you mean? How do you know it was set to go up? I think then go tell that to David Feldman. He's the one that told me that they pay 1 to 2 cents a gallon for their first however many gallons. I forget what it was now, 30 gallons or whatever, and then it goes up to like 20 cents a gallon. Go tell that to David Feldman that he's wrong. Nola Carter says, John, hey, the feds better not come to my door. Keep that on the low. Okay. All right. No. Ixnay on the Uki Bay Octay. DPD 44 says, the UN has called an emergency meeting. The so-called ambassador for the U.S. publicly made it known that they will be going after Greenland, Canada, and Denmark next. Russia and China have condemned us. Russia and China have condemned us, but that's just for show. That's just for show. They're really all, they don't give a fuck. But as far as Greenland, I was going to I had a big segment about, it was the Denmark. I don't know if she was the president or whatever the fuck she is, but anyhow, it was a press conference thing that she was saying, like, basically like how Denmark has always respected the United States and they've lived up to them and blah blah blah. But at the end, the bottom line was, but we're not giving you Greenland, you motherfucker. I was going to put that in there, but I kind of kept the whole intro more just about Venezuela. But I did have a whole thing about Denmark that I was going to put it in there, and then I took it out. Joshy's white bimbo bread. Have you not heard of the Bimbo Bakery Company? They pretty much took over for Hostess when, I guess, Hostess went out of business, right? Because now everything's Bimbo. Bimbo cupcakes, Bimbo zingers, Bimbo bread. You don't have that back there where in Buffalo? More buffering. That sucks that we're getting all this buffering. Says I'm losing the signal. Now I don't know if that's because my phone thing is interfering or if my Cox Wi-Fi is bad, because I mean it looks like it's doing good on the router there. But yesterday I was watching the Rams game, go Rams, and in the was it third quarter or fourth quarter, all of a sudden the fucking signal goes out on my TV and on my phone because I was using the Wi-Fi on my phone. I was playing a game or something, I don't know, and I was watching the game, and then I went on my phone. I just switched it over to cell service real quick, and then I went on to the Cox, portal or whatever, and on there they had a message saying we're sorry that your service in your area has been interrupted. We're doing maintenance or some shit. And then it was like, it should be done by 6 p.m. and all this kind of crap. And at the time, it was only like 3:30 or whatever, and the game is on. I'm like, fuck you, man. And then on my phone, I watched the game through, because on YouTube I have the Sunday ticket thing, and I watched I don't know, the next 20 minutes on my phone, and then but then the service it got fixed a lot sooner than they said, and then the TV came back on. So I don't know if who knows. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi service or if it's the cell service that's fucking up right now. Diane Russell says Tom not being on is why I get to be here today. Oh, okay, I get it. I get you. I recommend that all the Tom Hartman listeners should come over here instead. Daddy Pomeroy says fentanyl drug overdose in American history is mostly around homeless Americans and veterans living in the streets, and 75% are Democrats when Republicans cared about an overdose. Wait, 75% are Democrats when Republicans cared about an overdose. Democrat USA. That's a, you need to clean that sentence up because it doesn't make sense to me. A little punctuation goes a long way, folks. A little punctuation goes a long way. DPD 5844 says, if Russia and China are condemning the action, you know you have fucked up royally. Like I say, that's just them, putting on airs or whatever you call it. That's just fake. Fake news. They don't give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck. Yeah, Diane says, how do they know they were Democrats? Yeah, clean up that post, because it doesn't make any sense to me. David Windler's here. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Hi, I'm Hank Hill. I don't know. Chris Doug says arrest Musk. I think he should be arrested. Wasn't it some other country, or some in Europe or somewhere? They're like indicting him for a bunch of shit. They should do that here too. As soon as we get back control of the Congress, watch out, Elon Musk. You better watch out. Drunkly yours, we are coming off Biden's economy, and Donald's is going into effect. Inflation is projected to spike. And then what are they going to do? Just keep blaming it on Biden, probably, I guess. They'll just keep blaming everything on Biden no matter what. Biden will be dead for 10 years, and they're going to blame it on him. David Windler says 35 gallons, then it goes to 17 cents a gallon. There you go. That's what it was. Something like that. Is that what freaking Mr. Spock was trying to say? See, when you just do like a non sequitur like he did, I don't know what you're talking about. DBD says Musk also spotted at the child playground for the rich and deviant this weekend. I don't know where that's at. I don't know anything about that. Chris Doug says my iPhone is my bookie bay. Danny Pomeroy says, just ask one question. Did you vote? And 75% said no. And Republicans outvote Democrats down ballots 3-1 on average. For every 3 Republicans voting down ballot, you have 1 Democrat voting blue. You need to source that, because I don't believe any of that. Give me your source on that. I want 3 sources and cross check all that. Chris Doug says yes. Verifiable sources. Chris Doug says yes. Trump called Musk back into the fold because he desperately needs help in November. Not happening if my vote can help it. Diane Russell's not getting any buffering. Well, that's good. Danny Pomeroy says, why do you think voting maps are red with a few blue dots in the voting maps? because those red areas are all filled with just tumbleweeds and cows and shit and cornfields, and the blue dots are filled with people. Josh C says, one of these days, TJ will remember that I'm about 130 miles east of Buffalo. Were you the one that was talking about all the cheap food? So there's cheap food up there in Buffalo, east of Buffalo? DPD says, I think one of the gravest of mistakes we can do is to underestimate the depravity and depths the Nazi fascist white nationalist regime of pedophiles will go in order to achieve the demise of the U.S. That's true. We should not underestimate them. I absolutely 100% agree. Never underestimate your opponent. Never underestimate any of these motherfuckers. That's why we got Trump in the first place. I think because we underestimated him. We just laughed and said, "Oh, he's going to run for president." We were like, "Bring it on, motherfucker! You ain't going to win." And he fucking won, by hook or by crook. I don't know, but he won. He certainly won. Those primaries and shit. Robert Perez says Cox Cable is down here in San Diego, and they are big-time Republican Party MAGA supporters. Fuck them. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. Well, it's either that or I don't do a show. So, I mean, if you could tell me some other way where I can get some true blue, 100% Democratic supporting, leaning, contributing company where I can get a Wi-Fi signal and I can get a phone signal, you let me know. And I'll look into it. Mad Max here, Slava Ukraini. Slava Ukraini back at you. Slava Ukraini. Chris Doug says 302 days until 11/3/2026. The congressional midterm election. Be ready. There you go, Chris Doug. You remembered. I feel so proud right now. Yes, the congressional midterm election. Even I slip sometimes and just leave the congressional part out. Hey, Sandy Foltz is back. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in, Sandy. Sandy Foltz with a $2 super chat. Yippee, Sandy. Thank you so much for helping support the show. There's a thumbs up and a heart for you. I do appreciate you. And Sandy Foltz with another one? Double yippee. Yippee. Sandy Foltz with another heart and a thumb up. So Sandy in there comes in with two. That's right, two. Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate you. Yeah, Josh says Sandy with the double dono. Yeah, that's a double dono. You're absolutely right, Josh sees. Okay, Danny Pomeroy says, look what it took to turn the tables and voting down ballot. It's 100% Trump's fault. Democrats are voting down ballot, losing health care benefits. Over 1 million Americans lost their disability funds. So I guess you're talking about the recent spate of Democratic victories in these special elections, and especially in districts that Trump carried. Is that what you're talking about? And that is definitely, I agree. Yeah, I agree. That's 100% because of Trump's actions, because of Trump's the way he's handling the country, the way he's with all these tariffs and all this shit. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Danny. I agree with you. DBD says there were 80 civilians that were murdered in Venezuela this weekend that we know about. Right, and that's in my intro also. That we know of. Yeah, and it's probably going to go up as they, like I said, as they go through the rubble All those explosions you saw in those films, those are buildings being blown up, and if the people were able to get out in time, then that means that there are people in there. Nick Rich, TJ has caught up. Yes, time to end the show. Time to go. It's time to go, man. Sandy Foltz, I had to go to the kidney doctor today. Well, I hope your kidneys are okay. Hope everything went well. Jürgen Johansson, oil, of course, wake up. Like I said, Jürgen Johansson, it can be more than one reason at one time. It can be several reasons, and we've got 3 of them listed right there. And oil is number 1, so yeah. But it can be more than one. It can be more than one reason. David Windler, it's not about oil, it's about dominance. And I believe I said that also. So maybe oil is like the caveat. It's the it's sort of like the bonus. It's the bonus. Nick Rich says typos are okay. Okay. Sandy Foltz. Hi, Josh. Sees babe. Nick Rich, 11:30. Hey, I'm right on time. I'm right on time with you, Nick. Nick Rich, 56. I'm right on time. I'm right on time. Righty on time. Sandy Foltz, CJ, did you go to work last night? No, I did not go to work last night. I was watching the Rams game. I watched the Rams game, and then I was going to go. I really was going to go to work after the Rams game. But then after the Rams game was over, I was like, I don't want to go to work. But I'm going to go to work today. I promise. Scout's honor. Scout's honor. I will go to work today. Chris Doug says the deciding factor for a go order was video of Maduro doing a mocking dance of Trump that pushed Rage Dementia Dawn over the edge. Yeah, I heard about that too. That probably was just another thing. Yeah, but there's the timing of it. The whole Jack Smith thing was just coming out and getting a lot of airplay, and then they do this. I mean, I'm sure the mocking thing set him off and pissed him off, and he was probably like, "Yeah, let's do it." Like that was probably like they'd probably been planning this and talking about it and doing all this stuff, and that could have been the one thing that finally, like you say, just pushed them over the edge. But that wouldn't be the only reason why, I don't think. Nola Carter says, oil is the root of all evil for repubes. Christina Sungoswa says, well, it's 2:30 here. Yeah, well, that's because it's a thing called time zones. Yes, there's a 3-hour difference between the Pacific time zone and the Eastern time zone. Dark Leor says, the heavy crude is important, but Venezuela is part of a bigger scheme. Well, it certainly is. Probably is putting the fear of God into somebody like into Colombia, maybe even Mexico. I mean, they're like, oh my God, he did this, he's doing it. They're like, he's doing it. So, what's Colombia gonna do? They're gonna be just like Venezuela. They have a smaller army than Venezuela, probably. I mean, there's nothing that any of these countries can do militarily against the United States. So they're fucked. They're fucked. If we have a president that's like, such a loving, peaceful president like Trump is, apparently peace president means something different than what I thought it meant. I thought it meant that you didn't start wars, but apparently it means that you do start wars. So if we've got a peace president like Trump, these other countries are like, there's nothing they can do. It's totally, the big bully is picking on little kids, and there's not a goddamn thing they can do, and no one's going to come to their rescue. No one's going to stand up for them. No one. Chris Doug says expect all charges against Jack Smith to be dropped. Trump does not want Smith on the witness stand. His deposition has already spooked Dumpy. Yeah. Yeah, let's get all this shit on the public record. Let's get all of it out there. William asks, did Maduro get a good lawyer? I don't know. I have no idea. Man, this Kyle dude is going on forever. I'm gonna change it because he keeps distracting me with his yelling. I'm the only one that should be yelling here. I just put on another Adam the Woo video. I've like I said, I've watched more Adam the Woo videos since he's died than before he died. Sandy Folt says the Bills won and Josh Allen sat out the whole game. Number 11, the other quarterback took over and did a better job. Uh-oh. I'm sensing some, a little bit of, I don't know, kind of falling out from Josh Allen there, I guess. Josh sees, I think he wants to control the golf. Yeah, this whole like Western Hemisphere thing, whatever. He wants that. He wants it to all be like part of his turf. It's like a turf war going on here. Deputy 5844 says the orange pedophile file's idea of peace is simple. Give me a piece of everything. Yeah, I want it all. Dark Lior says, I'm not sure how much truth there is to it, but I've been told Elon put the idea of the U.S. techno-state into Trump's head, and that requires all the territory between Greenland and Venezuela. U.S. techno-state. Nick Rich, glad we can't hear the TV. I changed stations. I changed videos. That Kyle Kalinske guy was bugging me. Chris Doug says Smith has enough damning evidence against Trump to make his tapioca-filled head spin. Have you guys been watching those 8 hours of deposition? I've only seen clips. I've only seen some clips of it. Danny Pomeroy says, sounds like Eddie Munster and Miller's idea. Is Rubio Eddie Munster? I guess maybe. Sandy Foles says the guy Margravo is a name of a diabetic med. Margravo. Ask your doctor about Margravo. Dave Winner's sphere of influence with a moron. Sphere of influence. Yeah, I want the whole sphere of influence. The Western sphere. Western sphere. Yeah, it's crazy. We're living in some crazy times. Like, who was saying we got the countdown? We're counting down to the midterms. And like I said, I'm just going to operate under the assumption that my vote's going to count and that we're going to have the election. So I'm going to keep telling everyone to vote. Just vote, vote, vote. Make sure you're registered, and we all got to vote. And remain vigilant, and hopefully, if there is anything going on, hopefully we can catch it. But I just think not voting is not going to help. So I think we need to at least vote. Nick Rich says the Monroe Doctrine or the Don Roe Doctrine. No, it's the Moron Doctrine. Josh C says, I like the reporter Kyle Clark more than Kyle Kalinske guy. He's smart as fuck when he interviews people. Kyle Clark. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen Kyle Clark. DPD for Day 44 says Keg's Breath plans to cut Senator Kelly's retirement pay and demote him. This is not a pretense. This is reality, I guess. Well, I think most of us see that for what it is. It's just, their retribution, and they don't like him because he spoke out against them. But fuck him. You might be fucking with the next president of the United States, so do so at your own peril. Sandy Foltz says the guy in court that is in trouble with Trump, that was on the news. His name is named after a diabetic med. Was that the Margavo guy you were talking about? I don't even know who Margavo. I never heard of him. I ain't never heard of him, to tell the truth. Josh he's a Colorado TV guy. Okay. Chris Doug says Jack Smith, born June 5th, 1969. I don't know what BA SUNY. Oh, he got a BA degree. Oh, it's Southern University of New York, I guess. Or some University of New York. I don't know. One Onta and Juris Doctor, Doctorate of Law. Harvard University, this guy knows his business. SUNY. I know that's University of New York. Is S for Southern? Or is it, I don't know. Who knows? Oh, Sandy Foltz, I have stage 3 kidney disease. Well, Sandy, that doesn't sound good. I hope you get the best care you can get, and they can treat it, and it got detected on time. And does that mean you're gonna have to go on dialysis and stuff? Maybe, I don't know. I hope you go. I hope the best for you. State University. Chris Doug says it's State University of New York. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that. As did Josh. Also came in late though. Chris Doug beat you to it. Chris Doug, Oneonta is upstate. Oneonta. I never heard of Oneonta. But apparently, you got to be. I guess that makes you smart if you go there. DPD 5844 says we need a national strike. No more pretending. Well, guys. Remember, I called for a national strike. DPD says we need a national strike. No more pretending. No more delusions. We need to do something now because things are not getting better. It's a long time before we get to the midterms. That's a lot of damage. I agree. I 100% agree. I've been calling for national strikes, and no one will listen to me. They're not listening to us, DPD. Diane Russell says Maduro and his wife are being charged with narco-terrorism. That's right, narco-terrorism. Maybe Trump will pardon him after He pardoned the president of Honduras, who just got convicted of 45 years for the same goddamn thing. So maybe Trump's plan all along is for Maduro to get convicted, and then he's going to pardon him, right? That makes more sense than anything else I can think of. Chris Doug, Native American name. You know what? I think I may have driven through there on an interstate, because I think I remember seeing like a travel stop, truck stop, travel stop, type of a deal that had a really funny Indian name. I'm not supposed to say Indian, am I? Native American name, and that might have been it. I only went through like upstate New York a few times over the years. I don't know, 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times. I don't know, spread out over those years. I do remember seeing there might have been a different funny Indian name, but I remember going to a travel stop, and I think it was on reservation property or something. I think they had a reservation, and they had little knickknacks and souvenirs that were like tribal stuff at this truck stop that I stopped at. That might have been it. That might have been the Oneonta. What was it called? Oneonta? That might have been it. I might have been through there. I think I might have been through that area. Now that I think about it. Anna Moore says, intervention and strikes by the U.S. only creates more economic devastation and political instability. Totally, yeah. That's another issue about instability. Not only is Trump is making Venezuela unstable, he's making the United States unstable. But anyhow, Anna also says, ask the people of Nicaragua if they are better off after Reagan's intervention. Yeah, we have a whole history of this intervention and making countries and regions unstable. Absolutely. These power vacuums and everything that we create, it just brings in more bad people, more bad actors. Nola Carter says, if Trump tries to take Greenland, it is a NATO nation, so it would be an attack on all of us. All NATO will get involved. And would that mean that we're like attacking ourselves too? Because we're part of NATO. Chris Doug, Oneonta is near Cooperstown, near Biscuit Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure I drove through there, now that I think about it. Michael McAndrews, hey Michael, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Mike says, when do they start showing us pics of Maduro with his MS-13 tattoos on him? Yeah, that they Photoshop on there, and then Trump will go, see, I told you. Danny Pomeroy says, my cousin has the same problem and lost one kidney. They had him taking a steroid med along with others. I hope you get better. Me too. Off Interstate 88. Yeah, it was probably that. I don't remember the interstates now. It's been so long. It might have been a toll road through there. And so some of those stops are kind of like where you can't get off the interstate. I mean, you can go out. It's like if you want to stop, you know what I mean. It's like a travel plaza or something, I guess. Diane Russell says a Trump pardon only costs about $1 million, CJ. Well, but if Maduro has access to his funds, you know, I'm sure he'd be willing to cough that up. But wouldn't that be funny? That'd be so funny? Like if Trump ends up pardoning the guy. And I know it sounds stupid and it sounds completely illogical, but I would not put it past Trump to do that because he's weird. Nick Rich says, has TJ driven in Mexico or Canada? I don't know. Let's ask him. Oh wait, I'm TJ. I'm TJ. I have not. I have not driven in either one of those as a truck driver. I have gone. I used to go down to Mexico, like to Baja. Like I said, I've told the story before about how it was 1989. That's the last time I was in Baja, Mexico, because I almost didn't get out. I mean, they locked me up and they were trying to extort me for money. Uh, Locked me up for no reason. Me and my friends, absolutely no reason whatsoever, and tried to extort us for money. And in fact, they took all the money that we had, which wasn't that much. We just had whatever was in our pockets, and then we hightailed it out of there. And I haven't been back since. That was 1989. I've never been to Canada because I fear the same. No, I don't. But I just never have been to Canada. But and I never did, certainly as a truck driver, and never as even just as a private citizen. But never have. But funny thing is about that story about me getting locked up and down in Mexico. Uh, I just recently found my friend he was the best man at my wedding. The reason we went down to Mexico was to sort of have a little bachelor weekend, like a bachelor party weekend. And it was just me, my best friend Mike, and then another friend who I kind of had just met. He was actually a roommate, but he was a cool guy, a nice guy, and we cruised down there. Um, me and Mike, we lost touch in the early '90s, and I've never been able to get a hold of him. He hasn't been able to get a hold of me. I was searching high and low. I was asking everyone I know on Facebook, all my old classmates. Everyone would say, I haven't heard from him either. Or they would say, I heard from him a few years ago and whatever. But no one could give me any type of contact information or anything. One mutual friend, he sent me some photos that he had of Mike that he took. This is from 20 years ago or whatever. But he didn't. But he said he doesn't know where he was at. But he hadn't been in touch with him for a few years or whatever. So finally, just the other day on Instagram, who do I see posting videos? Is my old friend, my old best friend, the best man at my wedding, Mike. And I almost feel like crying right now. I finally got him, and I sent him a message and I said, "Hey man, where you been?" I go, "I've been looking for you." I go, "I miss you, man." And so he sent me his phone number this morning. He sent me his phone number. He said, "Hey, call me. Let's catch up." And so I got his phone number, and I'm going to call him. And I haven't talked to him in over 30 years, I guess. And so I'm so happy. One of the good things about social media is that it can help you find old friends, I guess. And we finally ran into each other on Instagram. So that was really cool. And we're going to talk and catch up. And I already know that we are on opposite sides of the fence politically. I already know. But I don't give a fuck. He's my friend. I love the guy. And I don't give a fuck. I just want to talk to him and reconnect. And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. He could be and I don't think he's a raging MAGA, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I just want my friend back. Chris Doug, Venezuela has or had Bitcoin reserves. Now Trumpy has it. Yeah, there's a whole thing of list of things about. Those are sort of like caveats. Those are sort of like, you know, little bonuses for Trump. Let's see. Ruben Michaels is here. Did I say hi to Ruben? If not, hello, Ruben Michaels. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Aaron West is here. Jolie is here. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Oh my God. I don't think you can hear me. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I don't think you guys can hear me. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I don't think you guys can hear me. Now you can hear me now. How much of that? You can hear me now. Did I go out for a while? How much of that? You can hear me now. Did I go out for a while? How much of that? Uh-oh. I guess you can still hear me. But the green light on my microphone is going out. So you guys can hear me. Okay, that's good. I'm glad you could hear me. But there's no green light. Let's see. Why is someone saying no? You can hear me. Sandy can hear me. WW is here. So the moment that you can't hear me, let me know. I know you guys will let me know. I'll be looking for it. Recharge it. Yeah, well, I can't recharge it and use it at the same time. Stop snapping the mic. I really wasn't. No, I was. Stop snapping the mic. I really wasn't. So I'm still. It's weird that it's probably about ready to go out. It's probably about ready to die. Now there's no light at all. There's not even a red light or anything. Hey, there's Paul Sharkey Mannion. Good to see you. Thanks for coming up. It's 3 p.m. there in Buffalo or Niagara Falls. I mean. About now. Testing, testing. Yeah, you can hear me now. Testing, testing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this mic is dead. I forgot to charge it up, but that's how we got almost 2 hours out of it, and I charged it for about 15 minutes when the intro was playing, and we got almost 2 hours out of it. So. Anyhow, yeah, I have to. Sometimes I don't know why, but sometimes I forget to plug it in. I don't know why I do that. After the show is over, yeah, but yeah, sound is back. But now this is just we're not on the mic. We're just on the regular phone mic. So this is the one where you might hear noises from outside. You might hear the TV. You might hear something. But when I have the other mic, the reason that one is so good is it does have that sound canceling stuff. So even though I might hear something, you guys don't hear it. WW says almost 2 here, but I'm cheating on 420. Your mic is off. It's working on feedback. No. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Your mic is off. It's working on feedback. No, it's working. I mean, it's just the regular phone mic. Mad Mac says, Ruben's gone from my beloved Man U. We need to get a good coach now. How about Eddie Howe? I guess, are you guys talking like soccer or something? You guys talking soccer? On my channel? No. You know what? We don't do soccer here. But words of wisdom already. Yeah, that was remind me of that. Yeah. Chris Doug, one-handed chopstick with Mike. WW, it sounds better stereo. Nick Rich, the microphone works fine, but it's not according to Tara Devlin. She's the one that told me to get a microphone, by the way. So if you guys ever want to, bitch and complain about my microphone, blame Tara Devlin. She's the one. Told me to get a microphone. And then I did. Rich Doug, don't take the brown acid. Okay. Talking to Mr. Spock, apparently. I would say don't take any acid. This isn't the 60s anymore, folks. This is the year 2025. Let's not drop acid. Mad Mac, yeah, TJ, we're talking footy, aka soccer. Mr. Spock, it's football. No, it's not. It's not football. Soccer is not football. In some countries, they call it football, but that's not football. Football and football are two completely different things, as we know. Just so you know. There is nothing resembling soccer that is football. That's football. Football. And you have to make that face. Football. That's what it is. It's football. But football is football. Nick Rich says 12 noon. I'm 1 minute behind. Tara says, W says Tara is full of poo-poo. I think you might be mixing up your Taras. Josh sees the phone mic has a warmer sound. Aw, you like the warm sound? Danny Pomeroy says, acid, that crap was produced in college labs across America for decades, laughing out loud. Like I say, I think we should not do any more acid. Maybe some shrooms or something. I would not do the acid. WW, actually, the acid today is probably safer. Whatever. Okay, if you want to drop acid, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not doing it. David Willer says, phone mic okay, but has to be near your mouth. Well, it's about 15 inches away. Is that good enough? 9, probably 18 inches. A good 15 to 18 inches away. Testing. Can you hear me okay? I can hear it fine. Watch. Testing. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, see? I hear it fine. It's working fine. Mad Mac, they had to call football with the name soccer for people in the colonies. Laughing out loud. You're confusing football with football. Mr. Spock says the icons can't be wrong. Type in football and this icon pops up. It's proof positive. Probably because the internet is being run by a bunch of commies. That's probably why. Roxanne, shrooms only, laughing. Chris Doug, Timothy Leary. Yeah, look how he turned out. Huh? Nick Rich, no howl today. Yeah, I guess he's got personal family business going on today. Chris Doug, lysergic diethylamide, LSD. Josh, he says the chopstick mic sounds crisper. Andrea Daniel, shrooms sure made the Pink Floyd concert I went to interesting. Danny Pomeroy says, I agree, John, shrooms are great. Full disclosure, I haven't done any shrooms since, I think, the early 80s. And I only did that a couple times. Just full disclosure. So you don't think I'm a big shroom head. Mad Max says, Chris Doug, Timothy Leary's dead. No, he's outside looking in. Oh, the song lyrics, yeah. Timothy Leary's dead. Yeah, I think I remember that song. Was it the Kinks or somebody? I don't know. Danny Pomeroy, I wouldn't trust acid today. Good. Just smoke your weed. All right, and be happy. Maybe chew on some shrooms a little, have some shroom tea or something. We don't need to do all this fucking acid and shit. Moody Blues. Oh, it was Moody Blues who did that. Timothy Leary's dead. Yeah, I think I remember that song. David Windler says, lower audio frequencies decrease when the phone mic is farther away. Lower audio frequencies decrease when the phone mic is farther away. Psilocybin has been used for millennia. All right, it must be good. It must be proof positive that it's good for you. Have you guys ever heard of chia seeds? Last night I got onto this wormhole of watching videos for old people. And for all the shit you're supposed to stir in your coffee because it'll help you with your joints. And I don't mean marijuana joints, but I mean the joints in your legs, your knees and your ankles and all that shit. And they're saying you should put cinnamon in your coffee and you should put all this kind of shit. Then it came down to chia seeds, not chia pet, but chia seeds. And that you should soak them for an hour. Don't just eat them plain because they'll expand and you could suffocate or something. But you should soak them and then you can put them in your coffee or some shit. Have you guys ever heard of chia seeds? You guys seem to know everything about everything. So have you tried the chia seeds? I was thinking about trying them. It's supposed to be really good for old people like me. And there was a couple other things put cinnamon in your coffee, put chia seeds. You can put that on anything, I guess. But you should soak them in water or something. There was a list of these 10 things that were supposed to be really good for you. I'm just wondering if that's all bullshit. Have you guys tried any of that shit? Barbara Nicholas says, Trucker, did you see someone vandalize VP Vance's home? I did not. I did not see that. Chris Tuck says chia is great. Yeah, and then Nick Rich says chia pet. It's not the chia pet. It's something else. DPD says, well, technically, TJ, you are chasing a ball up and down a field, and the crowd is quite rough and very rowdy. Being married to a British man, there's no difference between the fans, trust me. I don't know. I don't know anything about the fans, and I don't really care about the fans. I mean, generally speaking, I don't know how we got on the subject of the fans. I'm just talking about the game and the names that they're called. Football here is football. Soccer in Europe is called football. Football, not football. It's not called football. No one in Europe is calling soccer football. They're calling it football. Football. F-U-T-B-O-L. Football. They don't call it football. Just saying. I'm just saying. Danny Pomeroy says, I saw both Pink Floyd concerts in Milwaukee County Stadium. Both were great shows, and I was not stoned at any concerts. Laughing out loud. So you didn't need to get stoned to enjoy the concert. Is that what you're saying? Mad Mac, I have every Moody Blues album on vinyl up to the 90s, have CDs after the 90s. Nick Rich, we know everything about everything. Yeah, you do. I think you do. Petrossi says, I haven't tried chia seeds. MJ Daniels never tried it. Darkly Yours says chia seeds are good, basically like sesame seeds functionally. Now, they say you should soak them because they expand. If you just eat them dry, they'll get in and they'll expand, and they could cause weird shit. So you're supposed to soak them at least 15 to 20 minutes. They said even overnight is even better, I think. Sandy Phil says, TJ, did you see the email of the chicken pot pie? Yeah, I did see that, Sandy. I saw the chicken pot pie. It looked good. I know because I made some comments about how I don't go to KFC for the chicken pot pie. I just go there for like the chicken pieces, you know, like the breasts and the legs. But it looked good. Yeah, it looked like a good chicken pot pie. I just saw the crust. I don't think I saw the inside, but it looked good. Chris Doug says, I may not be right, but I'm never wrong. Nola Carnes says, for all my medical issues, I have only smoked pot 8 dummies. I don't even know. Oh, I think gummies. Maybe gummies? Maybe? I don't know. In my younger days, it was pot, Vicodin, downers, acid, smoked angel dust. Ooh, boy. Snorted coke. Angel dust, man, that's a hell of a drug. Snorted coke, Mystic, which I have no fucking idea what that is, and a couple others. Anyone want to, and then, I don't know what that emoji is supposed to be. Mad Max says, you would pop marijuana seeds in your teeth when we were bored in my band. We actually had a song called Poppin' Seeds. Laughing out loud. Mad Max, in England it is called football. Oh, well, you know, that's England. You know, England's weird. I mean, come on. It's England. Home of the Beatles. I mean, come on. And the Stones. Hey, Jolie's got to go. All right, Jolie. I should have ended right at 2 hours, and then we could have all ended together. But thanks, Jolie, for being here. Do appreciate you. Have a good day. A good day. Good to see you. Chris Doug says, chia soaked in water becomes a jelly-like substance called mucilage, pure fiber. Yeah, that's the stuff. I heard that in the videos I was watching. Sandy Phil says, TJ, what basketball team do you like? Hockey team? I don't really watch basketball and hockey. The Lakers were always my favorite team just because I grew up in Southern Cal, and I always followed the Lakers going way back to the Jerry West days and Gel Goodrich and what's his face? You know, God damn it, my memory's gone. You know, the big tall guy. Way before Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Chamberlain, Will Chamberlain. God damn it, man. You know, going way back to those days. So I mean, whenever I watch basketball, whatever, I'm just a Lakers fan. I don't switch teams, by the way. I don't really switch teams. As far as hockey, I mean, I wasn't really ever into hockey, but whenever I would watch it, I would always just be a Kings fan. Now that I'm here in Vegas, and like again, I don't really follow hockey all that much, but I do have a Vegas Knights cap that I like to wear. So, I mean, I root for them, but I'm not really into hockey that much. So I guess I would root for Vegas and the Kings, I guess. But that's about. But I couldn't really say like I'm a huge fan because I don't really keep up with those sports. There's only so much time in the day, and these sports are almost like year round now, or like 6 months or longer. You know, when baseball starts and it's almost over, then football is starting, and then when football ends, baseball is almost starting. So I pretty much just keep busy with year round with football and baseball, and that's really all. I don't really want to put much more time into watching sports than just that. You know, but if I had to pick a team for basketball, it would be the Lakers, and if it would be for hockey, it would probably be the Vegas Knights now. Since I was never really. It's not like, you know, like I've always been kind of a diehard Dodgers fan and Rams fan, so I'm not going to change off of those teams. But for hockey, you know, I've always been really casual about it, and I've never really been a big follower of the sport, so I don't have a problem really saying that I guess I would be more of a Vegas Knights fan than I am a Kings fan. Or, rooter, but fan is kind of a tricky word, I guess, because it's short for fanatic, and I'm really not a fanatic. I don't think about anything, but. Christina Sangoswala says, speaking of fans, I'm not a fan of seeds in my food. I have to say I do cinnamon. Yeah, this is part of the list. Cinnamon, that turmeric was on the list, which is supposed to be really good for you, and garlic. I didn't see garlic on the list, but I've heard garlic is good too. But yeah, cinnamon and turmeric was another big one. But the chia seeds was supposed to be really good too. Chris said soak them for 1 hour. Yeah, so yeah, soak them for an hour. Otherwise, if you don't, they will go inside you and expand. And then it could cause digestive issues and shit, I guess. DPD 5844 says, yeah, chia seeds are pretty good. Hey, DPD, I'm hoping you would chime in because you seem to know a lot about food and things. DPD says, yeah, chia seeds are pretty good. You can add them to water, tea, yogurt. Yeah, breaking in here real quick. Lots of talk about certain green teas and not just the cheap ass like bottled green tea that you get at the AM PM, but like I guess good. There's like better green tea. And I guess green teas are supposed to be another good thing. Anyhow, back to the post from DPD. They also aid with weight loss. Yeah, there was a weight loss component to it. Yeah. And they can help regulate your blood sugar and blood pressure. You can add them to oatmeal. So I might start getting some chia seeds. Jürgen Johansson bullshit. It's called football, and we play with our feet, not as you throwing a rugby ball. Jürgen Johansson, I've noticed you've been quite kind of, the last few days you've come in, you've been quite hostile. You've been quite hostile. And I don't appreciate that. And football, American football, I will take that game over your pussy ass soccer any fucking day of the week. All right. There. Are you happy now? Are you happy? You maybe say that. Are you happy? Did you get what you wanted? Is that the response you wanted? Mr. Spock says they seem to steal quite a few things. Mad about the house became Three's company. It's not stealing. They paid for that. They don't just repackage and rename it. They pay for the rights to do that. They didn't steal it. The Office, all that shit. They pay to do that. It's not free. If that would be stealing them, they pay for the rights to bring it over here. In fact, sometimes it's the same producers and same companies that made it in England. They come over here and make it. So it's not stealing. Chris Doug, fiber is important. Yes, it is very important. DPD says mushroom coffee also aids with joint ailments. Is it any good though? Because it sounds gross. Does it taste good? Because that's important. That's important. Otherwise, people aren't going to, if it tastes disgusting, people aren't going to do it. So. Sharky says, don't understand the big deal. Off way. MJ Daniel, one of the South American teams, can't remember if it was Argentina or Venezuela, have two national teams. And after their match, every couple of years, have big riots. Soccer fans are crazy. And I'm not addressing anything about the soccer, about the fans of either sport. I'm just talking about the name. I'm talking about what it's called. And here in America, we have a game called football. And we also have a game called soccer. And that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's always going to be. As long as the NFL is making billions of dollars a year, that's the way it's going to be. I don't believe they stole, again, Mr. Spock, I don't believe they stole anything. Like I said, many times, it's the same producers, the same companies that made them in England that came over here and made them. And if it wasn't, then whoever remade them for an American audience, they paid for the rights. They didn't, as far as I know, unless you can provide some sort of documentation that they stole these, they didn't pay for the rights or whatever, then I don't know about it. Chris Doug says, my Venezuelan Coke supply has been cut off. I will have to cook my own meth in the basement now. Petrazi, 1920, Wilt Chamberlain slept with thousands of women, so he says, and I don't doubt it. I mean, he's a big star, you know, that's how it goes. He was a big basketball star, you know. DPD for Day 44 says, my dad and father-in-law swear by mushroom coffee, but does it taste good? Bad Mac, that's true. Being Human was first in the UK and also The Office, as well as Britain's Got Talent before America's Got Talent. Again, they bring those shows over. The people that made them in England, they bring them over here, and then they make more money over here. They're not being stolen. No one is stealing these shows. Christina Sungo Squad, I love hockey, big Ranger fan. I believe it was maybe 92. I went to 26 home games for the Rangers. And I've gone to one hockey game, and it was really fun. And I went to a Kings game back in the kind of early to mid 90s, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it, but I just, you know, like I said, there's only so much time I can spend to these things. Sandy Foltz says, Niagara University is a college basketball team. That's who I like. Susie Jones with an 8-month truckiversary. Yippee, Susie Jones. Thank you so much for being a member, being at the driver level. We do have memberships, folks, starting as low as $1.99. I think Jorgen Johansson would like to get one of those, get his hands on one of those. But thank you there. It says, howdy, loungers. Howdy back at you, Susie Jones. Christina Sungo Squad, happy truckiversary. 1 month anniversary for Christina and Son, a driver. I'm a baby driver. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Just the same for being here, being a member. Mad Mac, he's being a redneck Yankee to troll us. He's having fun with us. Yeah, kind of. Chris Doug, Mad About the House, is absolutely hysterical. WW, I used to know all the Bulls, Bears, and Cubs. Rarely go any place where we are watching games anymore. Let's watch them at your house. Bad Mac. They tried to steal Faulty Towers 3 times, but the pilots all failed. Again, they're not stealing. They were getting paid. They're either bringing them over themselves to American TV, or some other production company is buying the rights to do that. Mad Max says, speaking of Seattle Seahawks are number 1. Yes, they are. Congratulations to all you Seahawks fans. Congratulations. The Rams will just kick your asses later on in the NFC Championship game. So enjoy it while you can. MJ Daniel, give you gas. The Chia Seeds, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't tried them yet. WW, I take fiber capsules, psyllium husk. Danny Pomeroy says, John, you can buy a salt, pepper, garlic all-in-one shaker now. Laughing out loud. Okay. Thanks. Mad Max says the same with Red Dwarf. The American version sucked. Bad, Mr. Spock. Aaron West, how about those Carolina Panthers in the playoffs for the first time since 2017? And again, enjoy it while you can, Aaron, because my Rams are playing your Carolina Panthers, I believe, this Saturday, 1:30 Pacific time zone. So I guess 4:30 Eastern time zone. And so enjoy it while you can, because I have a feeling the Rams are going to
not play like they did the first time when we played you guys earlier in the season. And the results will not be the same. I have a feeling that Rams are going to take care of business. And if not, then, may the best team win. Damon Dog, hey, Trucker's done for the day. Hey, Damon Dog. Damon Dog, I didn't know you were so talented, man. I mean, I saw the glass pipe thing you do, but Damon Dog, you're a painter, man. I mean, you paint pictures and shit. Very nice work. So yeah, that's cool. Man, you're just a talented dude. Good to see you, by the way. Thanks for coming on in. DPD says Tazo organic green tea is great choice to start off TJ. I think I've seen those in the stores. Tazo, organic green tea. I'm going to have to start getting into that kind of stuff, I think. Because I'm getting to the age where, I hurt, I'm sore. It's hard to walk because my ankles and my knees hurt, my hips hurt. All this kind of shit. So, and there's this type of stuff is supposed to help with your joints and shit too. So, I'll try it. I guess I'll try it. Chris Doug says, yes, Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant got major cash for The Office in the U.S. Yeah, so how is that stealing? It's not stealing. They did it with their blessing. They're like, yes, give us the American money. We will take your American money and you can take our show. Richie Gervais even guest appeared on the Office, if I recall. Football hooligans, says Mr. Spock. What's talking about? Christina's son, Ghost Squad. I'm surprised because garlic is good for your anti-inflammatory, your gut, your heart, blood sugar, your cholesterol. It helps with detoxification and supposedly lowers your risk of getting cancer. Yeah, I've heard about that. I heard that garlic was good for you. I said that. MJ Daniel, George Collin did a funny bit on the difference between football and baseball. I bet it was hilarious. I probably saw that and just, can't remember it right now, but I'm pretty sure I did. Susie Jones. Hey, Susie Jones. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for being here, Susie. Susie says, I get roasted garlic from Whole Foods in the Olive Bar. It's delicious. DPD for Day 44 says, TJ, have you... Oh, wait, I have never tried mushroom coffee, but my dad and father-in-law love it. My dad is very picky when it comes to his coffee, and he loves it. Wow. Well, that's another thing I got to try now. I'm going to try the Tazo organic green tea, and if I see some mushroom coffee, I'm going to try it. Christina Sangosua says, for my joints, I take, and my friend who was a stenographer told me this evening, Primrose, and you get it over the counter. It's a vitamin. It helps with your joints. It's great. All right. So that was Primrose. So, okay. Tazo organic green tea, mushroom coffee, some garlic, and turmeric, chia seeds, and Primrose. I'm getting a list together of these things. Christina Sungo Squad says, oh, it's disgusting, mushroom coffee. I don't put anything in my coffee because I will put it in my food, but never in my coffee. Christina says it's disgusting, the mushroom coffee. So, just put a little soy milk in there and some stevia. I don't know. Sharky, my blood pressure has just jumped and then there's a different emojis. So I don't know. I don't really read emoji very well. Big Hook, did you give me any cap rights? I did not. I didn't go to work. Big Hook, the Big Canucks here. Hey, Big Hook, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I got 0 because I didn't go out. I watched the football game and I didn't feel like going out. But I swear, I promise, Scout's honor, I think I did this before. I'm going to go out today. I'm going to start today, fresh slate. The whole week is in front of me. Are we still on? Are we still on? Something happened to the Wi-Fi. I don't know what happened. My Wi-Fi went out again. I don't know if I'm back on or not. We might have gotten knocked off. We might have got knocked off the air here because my iPad is not playing. My iPad's frozen. Mad Max says I'm back on. For some reason, my iPad, it's just doing the swirling circle of death. So, I guess it just got knocked off for a second there, maybe. But it's funny, the iPad is like, I think I know why, because it's still on. There's something with the Wi-Fi. Like yesterday, they said they were doing some maintenance or something. Maybe I'll just turn it off. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Let's see here. What did I do? My iPad is totally effed up. You guys can hear me though, right? Somebody says you need Geek Squad around. Yeah. You know what? Oh, since I redid my phone, I haven't set up where I don't have my phone Wi-Fi on here. Well, anyhow, I guess I just won't see what's going on my iPad, because that's why I usually read the chat. Otherwise, it's really hard for me to see the chat on my phone. It's really, really hard. It's hard. But we are over 2.5 hours, so I should probably sign off anyhow. It says it's not connected. It's not connecting. Something happened. I don't know what happened. Oh. Oh, wow. This is weird. I don't mean I shouldn't get caught up in all this, because I think this still has the AT&T on it, and I switched, and that's why it won't go to my phone, my one right now. And if the Wi-Fi is out, then, but it says it's on now, so I don't know. It should be on. I don't know. Oh, no. Oh, wait. I think I'm back. It's back. All right. It's back on my iPad. I guess I'm back on. Lola Carn says, I just received my turmeric and ginger cinnamon tea. Love it. So I heard that shit's supposed to be good for your, like I said, your joints and your ligaments. It's supposed to be good for weight loss. It's supposed to be good for for memory, all kinds of shit. All that shit. All those things we were talking about today. It's supposed to be good for all that shit. So I'm not able to scroll back. I don't know where I left off. I'm just picking up where Nola Carnes was saying about the turmeric and ginger. That's where we're at on the chat. Nick Rich, you guys are buffering. I guess we're back now. We're back, right? Are we back? I guess we're back. So I think I got so really interrupted. I was talking to Jürgen Johansson, I think. Yeah, I agree with you all about the Trump shit. It's the soccer. It's the really important issues about soccer. That's the thing. Nick Richards, yeah, I've been on for over 2 hours. Yeah, it's been 2.5 hours. We should probably sign off here pretty soon. Data Primary, you're lagging big time. PDG 200 LBFB, epic fail, get better internet, laughing out loud. This Wi-Fi, since I've had it, it's been pretty good. I haven't had these issues of it just dropping out until yesterday. It happened yesterday during the game, and now it just happened. It looks like it's on now, but yeah, I don't know. If it keeps happening, then we'll have to look at some other thing, I guess. David, good freeze frame. Looks like you were going to say something important. Yeah, and now I don't even remember what I was saying. Yeah, swirl of death, yeah. Okay, everyone's saying that I'm back. I'm back. Stop kicking the plug, says Chris Doug. Chris Doug, don't blame the cockroaches. The cockroaches. Cockroaches. And the more we can hear you, and you're not frozen. Mr. Spock, maybe the cockroaches. The cockroaches. The cockroaches. David Dog, my iPad is so old, it has a string attached to it. SNL sketch from the 90s. My iPad is pretty old, but it seems to be doing fine for these purposes. DPD, find another way to save money to purchase your own Wi-Fi tower instead of renting it from your internet provider. They aren't that expensive. I live in an apartment, so I don't know how that would work. Mad Max says, Focus is one of my favorite bands from the 70s, prog rock. Are they the ones that did Hocus Pocus? Wasn't it Hocus Pocus by Focus or something like that? I always thought that was funny. Oh yeah, Nick Rich says Hocus Pocus. Everyone knows Hocus Pocus. That's all I know that they ever did, though. I don't know if they are known for anything else other than Hocus Pocus. Chris Doug, F the Wi-Fi. Let's smoke signal together. Or no, let's smoke signal each other. Oh, okay. I totally blew that. Let's smoke signal each other. Welcome to the Trucker John Smoke Signal Show. That was me doing smoke signals or something. Trying to get the smoke to go. Danny Pomeroy says, John, maybe you're getting audited. You may get notice in mail from Pam. Laughing my ass off going on that tarot list. What a waste of money. Trump's administration is expensive. No time or money for America. Mad Mac, or stop them from making out in cars. Laughing out loud. Oh, what did I miss? Missed something about about the drive-in movies. I did more than just make out a couple times in the drive-in movies, by the way. Back in my youth. So anyhow, yeah, we should go and think about heading out. I want to say thank you guys very much for being here today. Thanks for putting up with everything. Thanks for putting up with me. First and foremost, thanks for putting up with me and my bullshit. And then thanks for putting up with all the buffering and the losing thing and the thing and the everything. You know. Did someone say they wanted a cookie? Well, here's your cookie. Here's your cookie. I'm an old, tough cookie. If the only thing that's my saving grace, because if you ever tried to bite into this old cookie, I'm sure your teeth would get shattered to a million pieces. I'm so old and tough. You don't want to even attempt to bite this old, tough cookie. Go on, I dare you. I double dog dare you. Try to bite into this old, tough cookie. You're going to break your teeth, son. And there's no amount of dipping me in the soy milk that's going to soften me up. We're way past that. We're way past that. There's no softening up this old tough cookie. You can put all the chia seeds you want on me. It ain't going to work. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. Anyhow, I just wanted to go in and come in and make sure you guys knew that. You know where you stand with me. One bite and you'll be toothless. All right? All right. I think Paul's got something he wants to say. No, I got nothing. I was just watching the TV, so I don't know what Tough Cookie is talking about. But I guess I'll just thank you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. It is the end of the show. Trucker John is telling me it's time to say goodbye-bye. So guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure Jürgen Johansson, you make sure that you're subscribed too, okay? Because we need you. We need you. We need you on that wall. We need you on that wall. So get in there and get you some. Get in on that wall. But yeah, thanks for being here, guys. You guys are awesome. I believe Trucker John, he'll be coming back on tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time. All right? And we shall continue the conversation then, and I'm sure, who knows what another day will bring. Who knows, right? What we'll be talking about tomorrow. It might be invading Colombia by then. I don't know. It might be, tomorrow is the anniversary of January 6th. So maybe talk about that a little bit. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we need another January 6th, but this time our side doing it. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Anyhow, countdown to the midterms. Let's hang in there any way we can. Let's get some like DPD was saying. I agree. I was listening off to the side, and I agree. We need national strike. We need more no kings. We need 20 million, 30 million people out there in the streets. Let's do it. Let's get busy. Let's get after it. Let's get after it. As my old football coach would say. He'd say, let's get after it, guys. And just like that, too. He would say, let's get after it, guys. Come on, get after it. So, let's get after it. Thank you, Paul, the Purple Beard Guy. Thank you, Tough Cookie, for chiming in. Where would we be without those guys? Where would we be? All right, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow again. Like Paul, the Purple Beard Guy, was saying, we'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and we'll have a whole new show and a whole new opportunity for me to alienate my viewers, I guess, and piss people off. We're at 4,270 some odd. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 4,500. I appreciate you. Let's get the show going and growing. We need to get some bigger numbers. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, guys. Today's words of wisdom are as follows. Make sure you got your pen and paper out. And, okay, you ready? Here we go. Today's words of wisdom are as follows. Okay?
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So I style of Easter, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. All screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where right here on the Trucker John live stream. Know it's time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shrugs, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills, it's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.